Hi, lovely. Welcome to the Feel Love podcast. And our episode today dedicated to healing from trauma and particularly as it pertains to romantic relationships. So, how we're gonna go into this is we're gonna go through like the journey of dating, and it's before we even meet people. It's like the phase of I'm open to dating, I'm on the market, I'm available, and we're gonna get kind of deeper and deeper into the relationship journey and how certain wounds might show up depending on the level of healing you've endured. As we start with the just being open stage, you're just open, you exist, you're ready to date. This might show up in an unhealthy way if you have not yet done enough self-love work, if you are preoccupied with how you think others see you and you're worried about how others see you. Now, very common ways that this will show up for men is going to the gym obsessively, and it's constantly working out, usually the upper body, in order to have that like big macho persona and way of being. And oftentimes men who don't quite have enough self-love within them will have very disproportionate bodies because they'll always work out this area and their legs will get neglected, and other body parts won't look as strong as others because it's not the intention for them to go to the gym and truly work on their endurance and their stamina and grow their muscles and like be their healthiest self and do really beautiful types of workouts to strengthen themselves and become better just human beings and see what they're capable of and reach their fullest potential. But it's to please other people or do what they think they need to do to make others like them. And men like this will also show up being very loud, really craving attention in a way that might make them seem so obnoxious and annoying and full of themselves, when in fact it's actually that they're feeling very empty. But when you're loud, it gives off the impression that you are full, but the loudness is really just crying and screaming for care, not just attention, but care and love. And for women, it'll be wearing a lot of makeup usually, or Botox and fillers seems to be the trend right now. Wearing really tight fitted clothing that looks uncomfortable and is very much uncomfortable and not what you'd actually want to be wearing if you were at home just being your happiest, most comfy self. You are dressing in a way that you think will make you desirable to the male gaze, when in fact the male gaze is attracted to women who are in their essence, who are loving themselves, who dress in ways that make them feel good in body, mind, and spirit. I don't wear anything, nothing in my closet is a reflection of what I think someone else wants me to wear. If I don't like it, if I don't feel like a goddess in it, I don't want it, and I won't wear it, and I can feel my body rejecting it. And men crave women who show up feeling free, because we aren't meant to be free-spirited, and that is the most contagious energy, is authenticity, is confidence, is self-acceptance. Because I show up in the energy of like, I'm good with me, I love me. I can be good with you, but you are a choice. I am my own priority. If you get to be in my life, that's a bonus, but I'm already satisfied. And to a man, that is intoxicating, because now it's a forever game for him of, I need to make her choose me, I need to make her choose me day in and day out and day in and day out, because you are worthy, you know your worth. And if you are worthy and he chooses you and you choose him, you guys show up in the world as a very powerful dynamic. You are adding worth into his life because you know yours and you act like it. And that also depending on his level of healing, will either inspire him to like level up and meet you and continue to grow with you, which is the most beautiful thing that can happen in a relationship, or it doesn't. And that's not what you want. Whether you're a man or a woman watching this, you want to be in a relationship in which you are continuously inspired and empowered and supported to be better than you were before, and not in a hierarchical kind of way, but just like happier, capable of more, freer, richer in all the ways, healthier. That's what you want. And your partner is going to dictate whether or not that is something you can achieve, because they will either weigh you down or they're going to bring you up. There's no in between. But now as we move into the like dating phase, you're meeting people, you're connecting with them, there's going to be a lot of cues that you're going to see. We can call them red flags. And certain red flags will pop up, and depending on how lonely you might have been feeling and how far away this dream relationship of yours has seemed, you are going to continue to like silence those inklings of, ooh, this is not okay. And we all have red flags. We all have things that we need to work on. And we also have, we can call them like orange flags of like, maybe it's something we don't necessarily like in a person, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. And you might be ignoring some of the beautiful green flags and mistaking them for red flags, or vice versa, because you're in a place where you haven't fully gotten to know yourself enough to understand, what is it that I want in a partner? Like, who am I looking for? Because it's not just buying a shirt and it'll do one day. This is the biggest decision you're ever going to make in your life. Changing careers is easier than choosing a partner. And if you don't yet know what you're looking for, you're going to just settle for anything or leave empty-handed because you didn't have a game plan going into this. So if you could walk away with one tip from today's video, it would be to write down every single thing that you want in a partner, every single attribute. Now I want you to write down your non-negotiables. And then there's the negotiables. This is like that orange flag section where these are the things that you really want, but it won't make or break the relationship. It's okay. There's space for you to settle in this regard, or for them to maybe grow into this. And then as you go through it, reflect on each of those key points and think, do you embody this attribute, need, desire, value, whatever? If I wanted a partner who was physically active and was taking care of their body and looked like it, I should be in that same position, because what is it about me that can expect him to have that, but I don't? Why would he want to be with someone who doesn't also take care of their body and look like it? That doesn't make sense. And so I want you to go through your whole list of non-negotiables and think, do you actually reflect these? If you are looking for a partner who's probably looking for the exact same non-negotiables as you, would they choose you in a lineup? Do you radiate that energy? And until you reflect what you are looking for, you will continue to be given less than, because you are not yet in alignment with your true self, which is your true love. So once you embody true love, it will show up in your life. Because again, our relationships are our mirrors. So the extent to which you love yourself is the extent to which the universe will continue to love you through a partner. Okay, now this is the fun one. Emotional unavailability. If you are attracting men or women who are not emotionally available to you, they are very hot and cold, they show up and they don't, and they say that they want you but they don't really show it, or they love bomb you, or maybe they just got out of a relationship, or maybe they're like really testing the waters in terms of dating, there are parts of you that you have not yet emotionally connected with. Because again, as within, so without. So if there's something within you that you have not yet fully fallen in love with, that will be reflected back to you. So until you can open up that chest of emotions that has been buried deep down it's going to stay there, and you're going to have people illuminating to you that, hey, there's this like dark spot within you that you keep ignoring. Like, you keep throwing it away, you don't want to see it. Well, like, look, you need to see it. And so if you want to attract someone who's going to be committed to you, who's loyal to you, who's going to hold you while you cry, man or woman, you need to be able to be that for yourself. You need to hold yourself when you cry. You need to be able to feel your feelings as they arise and let them run their course, run through you. You need to feel it to heal it, and then you need to let it go. And until you get to that process of being able to feel your feelings and connect with them and honor your own vulnerability and allow yourself to be seen, to be heard, to be seen as less than perfect, because sometimes when we're in our mess, when we just feel awful and certainly not like our best selves, when we can be given love, when we don't know that we're worthy of it, that is when we heal. And so now this also does include being able to heal in the context of relationships, because the opposite of trauma is connection. When we are traumatized, we disconnect from ourselves, from the present moment and reality, and from other people, from our loved ones, our community, our whole world, and our sense of purpose and belonging here. We are disconnected and fragmented within and so without. And so as you start to bring those pieces of you back together and see who you really are, as opposed to just feeling broken, that is when your reality will continue to show that to you. And it might show up with partner here and there being almost exactly what you wanted them to be. And it might be disheartening to think, right, like he was so close or she was so close, and it's just this one thing. It's like, why don't we take that as a sign that you're getting there? We're getting there. And if there's just that one thing that is showing up, okay, well, think about how might it be showing up? How might it be existing within yourself? How has this person let you down, quote unquote? And think about how that means you are letting yourself down. Are they constantly canceling on you? Are they not showing you the attention that you need throughout the day to feel like you're being thought of and cared for, and having someone put in that effort? Are you constantly canceling yourself? Are you keeping your promises that you made to you? Are you showing up with yourself? Are you letting yourself feel what you need to feel throughout the day, or are you just pushing it away? Are you holding in your pee and your poo all day long? Yep, I said it. Because if you're ignoring yourself and your own needs, what makes you think that someone else isn't? Remember, this whole journey is about coming home to self. So as you come home within, you come home without. And if you're at a place where you are still comparing yourself to other people, thinking she's better, he's better, and this constant worry about whether you're enough or if you're too much, that is not something that your partner can help you with in the way that you need. They can help and they should help, and the right one will. But it's all about coming home to self, because you are your own true love. So until you feel at home with yourself, you're not going to be able to know what it means to be at home with someone else. It might feel familiar, and the familiarity might be misunderstood as home. But there's this analogy that I read recently that if you grew up in a burning house, you live your life thinking that the whole world is on fire. But that doesn't actually make it safe. And so you have to come to a place where your home is safety, so that when you feel it in your relationships, that becomes familiar. And you're like, yes, home. And anything that doesn't feel like home, the real home, that's a no. Because you deserve better than that. And if there is this urge to also seek out other relationships while you are in one, or you meet someone and they seem perfect, and you're like, no. Now, when I say perfect, I mean perfect for what you're looking for in a partner. But if you think they're too good to be true and you go gallivanting and see what else is out there, that's also emotional unavailability. That is this fear of allowing your heart to be open and receive the love from what actually isn't too good to be true, but is meant for you. Because People will say this is too good to be true when they were living a lifetime of pain, of thinking that they weren't worth more, of thinking that more and better didn't exist just because they had certain surroundings and they were raised by certain people who believed that way. But why don't you ask yourself and the universe or God or whomever to show you how good it can be? You've always been wondering, well, what's the worst that can happen? Well, what's the best that can happen? How good is this really? How much better can it get? Enough with this, when it rains, it pours. Why can't every day just be a celebration? When it shines, it's friggin' hot and it's beautiful. Allow yourself to know that you can have it all. And until you come to a place where you're like, yeah, I do, I am, it's not gonna feel that great to be in a relationship. Because it'll be a karmic one as opposed to a soulful one. I know that this stuff it's hard, talking about love and being open to love and taking the risk of getting hurt. I get it. But we're coming home. And the more that you can make decisions from your center, from your truth, the faster and the deeper you get. The more that the life you live is a reflection of what it is that you actually desire, because you're living your life by design and not by default, not just taking whatever you're handed, but you're like, I want to take that, I want to take that, I want to take that, don't want that, I want 3 of those though. Doesn't that feel good to have choice, to have that power, to have everything? You're meant to. You are everything. You are the universe manifested into this gorgeous human being. Yes, every part of you. The pimple, the mole, the stretch marks, the whatever. You are so perfect. You need to see that perfection so that when someone mirrors it back to you, you see it. Because if you're not at a place where you can say you really love yourself, and I don't mean love yourself in the way where you wake up at 5:30 in the morning, work out for 3.5 hours, and take supplements galore, and only sleep for like 4 hours, and your life sucks. That's not self-love. Self-love is much deeper than that. It's not just pedicures and spa days. It's crying your eyes out for 3 hours and holding yourself through it all. And when you can't, allowing yourself to ask others to do it for you. But yes, also spa days and going to the gym, if that's what floats your boat. But anyways, as always, I hope that my words, my love, my energy, for those of you watching on YouTube, my presence, today and always, makes you feel the love. I'll talk to you soon. Have a lovely day.